How about this? An early Super Bowl prediction for next year. Who's going to be in it? That's more interesting. Who do you think that before anything happens, before this Super Bowl happens, before free agency and the draft happens? No one's going to hold you to it. No one's going to hold you to it. But name two teams.
Well, I do think that if Tom Brady stays with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they will be there.
I kind of feel the same way too. I feel like it's still going to be Tampa.
There. And the Bills.
I was going to say the Bills too. That's what I'm saying. I think the Bills are going to be the next team in the AFC. I think they're going to be really good next year. They still have a cheap Josh Allen. They should be able to add a couple more players. The Bills. Another dark horse team, and I'd mention them if I had any respect for their head coach, and I don't. But Arizona Cardinals, year 3 of Kyler Murray, that team was just getting started this year. That's another team to look at. But I really don't think that head coach is any good. I actually think they're going to underachieve again, and he'll get fired. They'll miss the playoffs. But they should be very talented. So we'll see. They might win in spite of him.
Yeah, I do think that they are dark horse, but maybe the Colts can be there if they can get a great quarterback or draft a great quarterback this offseason. I do think that they have a chance as well.
Sure, maybe the Chargers, year 2 of Justin Herbert playing really well. It's possible. These teams that have young quarterbacks that are cheap and good, Cleveland might be better next year. You know, who knows? But not the Niners.
Nope.
Not the Niners. No.
I don't see how we can get into the Super Bowl next year.
It's looking tough. Now, real quick, if you joined us late, we mentioned that we think the Rams messed up, and we don't think that they're currently 3rd best odds to win the Super Bowl next year. They're not going to win the Super Bowl next year. They have $42 million committed to their quarterback position. Not one guy, but 2. And one of them isn't on the team. Jared Goff is actually more expensive for the Rams next year than Stafford. Goff cost him 22 in dead money. Stafford cost him 20 in alive money. Anyway, they're not going anywhere. They're paying for like 6 players, and one of them isn't on their team. So the NFC West is still open. The NFC is still open. All these great quarterbacks, really, the young ones on rookie deals are in the AFC. Herbert, Allen, Jackson. Soon to be next year, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence and whoever Miami and the Jets take.
To be honest, I don't think that the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens is any good.
Yeah.
He is just a running back, in my opinion, to be honest. Yeah. So I don't think that he is as great as a quarterback. And I do think that in 1 or 2 years, Baltimore Ravens will draft another quarterback for them.
That's what I wanted to ask you. What would you do if you were Baltimore? This guy's won an MVP. He's taken you to the playoffs 3 times. He's still 20-something, 3. His contract will be up after next year. What do you do? What do you do?
Well,
I know what I would do.
If the Baltimore Ravens can force their game into another team, then Lamar is good. If they can stay in their comfort zone, then they are good. But I do think that Lamar has way more weak spots than it is manageable in the playoffs.
I think that's fair. He's a very good quarterback. He'll take you to the playoffs. A lot of teams would be an upgrade for a lot of teams. I'd trade him. I would trade him
as well.
I'll trade him. Good quarterback, but to bring this back, to wrap a bow, to put a bow on this conversation, what we said earlier, the Matthew Stafford trade kind of messed up the market a little bit. If Matthew Stafford's getting 2 firsts and a third, what is Lamar Jackson getting? More than that. Yeah, I'd trade him. And draft a guy like Kellen Mond, who, again, he's not as good as Lamar Jackson, and he's probably not good enough, but at least you're not paying him $35 million a year. At least you're just moving on and trying to find someone cheaper.